Pleasant day, learners. We are going to welcome our day with fruitful smile and lively discussions of another topic of our third quarter lessons. Bring with you your compendium, worksheet, pen, and paper as we go through with our discussions. Today, we are going to discuss what proportion is and how we determine whether ratios are proportion or not. Before we start, let us recall or determine what is ratio. Correct. Very good. Ratio is a comparison of two objects or quantities and can be represented in some ways. A to B, A is to B, AB, A over B. In the example given below, we are comparing 1 is to 3. 2 is to 5, 5 is to 7. So this time that we all know what ratio is, let us start with our topic. What is proportion? Nice answer. A proportion is a statement that gives the equality of two ratios denoted as either A is to B, as to C is to D, or AB is equal to CD, or A over B is equal to C over D, where B and D are non-zero. The four number or values that make up this proportion are called terms of proportion. The first and the last terms are what we call the extremes. That is the A and D. The second, which is B, and the third, which is C, are the means. If the product of extremes is equal to the product of means, then the two ratios are proportion. Let's have illustrative examples. Determine whether ratios are equal ratios. 1 is to 2 as to 3 is to 6. Find the product of extremes, that is 1 times 6 is equal to 6, and the product of the means, which is 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So the product of the extreme and the product of the means are equal. Therefore, the two ratios are equal or they are proportion. Number 2, determine whether the two ratios are proportion. 2 is to 3 as to 5 is to 6. The product of extreme 2 and 6 is equal to 12, while the product of means 3 and 5 is equal to 15. Are the two ratios proportion? No, they are not. The product of 2 and 6 is 12, while the product of 3 and 5 is 15. Therefore, the two ratios are not proportions. Number 3, determine whether the two ratios are proportional. 3 is to 8 is equal to 9 is to 24. Again, multiply the two extreme. 3 times 24 is equal to 72. And the 2 means 8 and 9 is equal to 72. Are they proportion? Yes, correct. The two ratios 3 is to 8 and 9 is to 24 are proportions. Any question or reaction, learners? Okay, thank you. Again, the product of the extremes are equal to the product of the means to make the two ratios proportion. So let's have an illustrative example. Find the unknown terms of the following proportion. X is to 3 is equal to 20 is to 12. Find the product of the extremes and the product of the means. So that is x times 2 is equal to x times 12 is equal to 12x, and the 3 times 2 is equal to 60. So find or solve for the value of x. So x now is equal to 5. Okay, so for number 2, learners, try to solve for number 2. First, multiply the extreme. 8 times 6 is 48, and x times 12 is 12x. Okay. So that is 48 is equal to 12x. Solve for the value of x. So x now is equal to 4. Did you get the correct answer? Okay, very good. This time we are going to find or discuss the proportional segments. What is proportional segments? Corresponding segments are proportional if the segments of one figure have the same ratio as the segments of the other. Okay, let's have the illustrations. The principle of proportion is very useful in finding lengths of line segments. As you see the illustrations, segments TY and MN are divided proportionally by points R and E respectively. TR over TY is equal to ME over MN. RY is to TY as to EN is to MN. Segments RY correspond to EN. Segments TR correspond to ME, and segment TY and MN are said to be divided proportionally. So segment TY and MN are divided proportionally by points R and E respectively. Let's try to find out the proportionality of these segments. TR is to RY is equal to or as to segment ME is to segment EN. Okay. Multiply TR is equal to TR is equal to 2 while RY is equal to 3 and ME is equal to 8 and EN is equal to 12. Multiply the extreme and the means. So 2 times 12 is 24 and 3 times 8 is also 24. Next, segment TR is to segment TY as to segment ME is to segment MN. TR is equal to 2 and TY is equal to 5. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Is equal to segment ME, which is equal to 8, and segment MN is equal to 20. 8 plus 12 is equal to 20. Multiply the extremes and the means. 2 times 20 is 40, and 5 times 8 is also 40. Again, they are proportional. Okay, so for the next, we have segment RY, which is 3, and TY, segment TY is 5. So 3 is to 5 as to segment EN is equal to 12. Segment MN is equal to, again, 20. 8 plus 12 is equal to 20. Multiply the extremes and the means. 3 times 20 is 60 and 5 times 12 is also 60. For number 4, we have TR is equal to 2. ME correspond to ME, which is equal to 8, is equal to RY is 2 RY is 3, and EN is equal to 12. Multiply the extremes and the means. 2 times 12 is 24, and 8 times 12 is also 24. Notice that in all the proportions, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extreme. So is there any question about proportion, learners? Hope that you learn much on our topic. Thank you, and God bless us all.